Hey, hello there. This is going to be a quick tutorial on how to make a gradient of instances on a curve. I was doing this project and I needed to create something like this, where a line is hanging and you have these instances being more dense on the outsides of the curve and being more open on the middle of the curve. And this is what I came up with. So first of all, I'm creating here a curve line. I set the spline type to a Bezier. Then I'm setting the left and right handle to go down -10, so you get this hanging curve. Then I'm resampling it to have 34 points on it. So later also I can change it and make more instances. And then I'm trimming it to half of the curve. And then I'm creating these instances. If I mute this, you see that it does the whole curve. But if you want to go from one to the other side and being only dense on the outsides, you have to trim it to half with this method. And then if we go into the node group, this is the node group that creates the gradient. Let's turn this one off. Here you can see what happens. So let's create another viewer node and then see what is in every node. So here I'm switching to be able to reverse the curve, so the instances go the other way around. And then what you need to do is, if I turn this one off again, you need to get the domain size. So I take the amount of curve points, which is 34 at the moment. Then I subtract 1 because index 1 is 0 and I don't want that. So I subtract 1. Then I use the index, I divide it by the subtraction of 1. So it's 33 divided by 33. And then use a map range and combine them together. So the index value goes to value. The minus value goes to gradient. If I unplug this, you can see what happens. I can also still have control over the gradient. I made this a slider from 1 to a certain value, I think. And then for the max, you use the amount of points on your curve. And then to max, you use the subtraction and then divide by the amount of indices. We all put that through a sample curve. With the sample curve, you can use a factor to decide the position of the elements. So all the positions are now set by the factor, and then we can plug these ones into a set position and rotate instances. You see here that I'm using 2 align rotation nodes and combining the normal in the first one and the tangent in the second one, and the X and Z. That's the rotation of the elements, as you can see. So X and Z. For this example, you might need different ones if you have another example, but you can also rotate the instance that comes in. So this is the instance that comes in, the little lamp shade here. And I'm using also a reverse instance so I can switch it. So if I turn it off, you can switch the instances. You can do any other translation or scale also, but I'm also only changing the rotation of it. So then I set the position and the rotation, and then this comes out. So it's actually only half of it which is happening here. And if I go back, you see I'm doing it twice. So here I'm trimming from one side, and here I'm trimming from the other side. And I'm trimming it from halfway. I can also change from where I trim it. I'm using 0.5. But here you can see that it's both sides. This is one side and this is the other side. And then here we have the whole curve that I'm giving a little bit of thickness. So that's the whole tutorial. Like here you see I can change the gradient, make it more dense at the end. This is the reverse instance. I can switch it or reverse the curve. So the dense point is in the middle instead of the end. So going into it again, here you can see the node setup. You don't need this one. It's quite easy to do if you need a gradient of instances on your splines. So I hope this is useful and I see you in the next one. Okay, bye.